So sometimes part of being mature, part of being grown, you mess up, you got to take accountability. You got to say I was wrong. You got to say this was my fault. You can't blame everybody for everything, especially when you could have prevented it. I know what that's like to not want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right all the time. But no, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you did do it. Sometimes it is your bad. And you have to take accountability. You can't blame everybody for everything. A lot of us didn't get a head start. Some of us ain't ain't have rich parents or a rich family that we came from. And now that you're in your 20s, your 30s, or your 40s, and you still can't blame your parents for what they didn't do. You can't blame your first boyfriend for what didn't happen. You can't blame your baby daddy all the time. You can't blame your BM all the time. So you have to take accountability. You have to take accountability. You got to learn from your mistakes so that way you can make things right. And also so that way you could teach this to others. I don't know why people sometimes don't want to teach others what they learned. I don't want you to go through the same thing I went through. No, like I'm going to show you the way so that way you don't do all these mess ups like I did. So that way it doesn't slow down your process. So that way you're not weighted down. Pay attention and teach the others behind you like this. Let me tell you what happened with me and my dealing with men. Let me tell you what happened with me and my job. Let me tell you what happened with me buying my first car, financing. Like, you teach the younger ones, or not just the younger ones, you teach those who you can see that they're on their way to make the same mistake you did, and you can let them know, listen, like, take accountability. I did it, I was wrong. I'm not saying don't take accountability for something that you didn't do now. I'm talking about what you did do that messed up, that caused a domino effect. And also, when you take accountability, it shows the maturity that you have, and it shows the lesson learned that you have. You could have saved somebody's whole life. You probably could have saved somebody's whole life, or just being a mature person. I hate being a bigger person. But sometimes, like age ain't nothing but a number. Sometimes you gotta be, because sometimes people don't grow up. Sometimes rather family, friends, work, or whatever. Hey, you know what? It's some things just don't matter. Some things just ain't worth fighting for. If it's worth you, like, listen, go ahead and keep it. Go ahead and say that or whatever, because you are where you're at with the decisions that you make. You don't want to do something. You don't want to snap. You don't want to go off over something that could have been prevented, because that situation, you don't know how much it could hinder. You don't know how much it could stop you, and you don't know who's watching you. You'll be surprised at who's paying attention to you. Certain things just don't, I just got to cut it out. Certain stuff, I just got to ignore it. It's not helping me, and I have to think to where it's like, if it ain't helping me get to where I am, if it ain't hindering me to get to what I am, baby, I can't fool with you. I'm just gonna have to walk away. I'm just gonna have to be the bigger person or whatever. This ain't me or whatever. Cause I know you got bigger stuff that you working on. And don't tell everybody what you're working on. Please. Don't tell everybody what you're working on, cause that's a whole nother video or whatever. Don't tell people what you're working on, but in things that you can help, take accountability, right? Make things right, because what goes around comes around. You don't want to wait till you're living in your goal and you're doing well, and then here come karma coming back around. Here comes the consequence of an issue or something that you could have took accountability for it. This could have been done and over with. Like I said, you never know who's paying attention to you. You never know whose day you're making. I heard somebody say sometimes, and everybody don't walk and talk Bible, but sometimes your life, how you live your life, that's going to be the only Bible that they see. That's going to be the only love that they see. That's going to be the only grace that they see. So you got to be careful. Like, you got people watching.